Yeah. So determine the vertical deflection at joint D for the truss shown in figure. The cross-sectional area for member AD and DE are shown, which is equal to 1500 mm square, and for all other members it is 1000 mm square. Modulus of elasticity is given as 200 kilonewton per mm square. 200 kilonewton per mm square. So because we need to calculate the deflection at joint D vertically, we are applying a unit vertical load at joint D. So the first step would always be to calculate the forces in all the members. Now if you see this truss, this is a cantilever truss. This is a cantilever truss. Okay. So for cantilever truss, we need to start from the free end joint. So that's very important point. So for cantilever truss, start from free end. Start from free end, that is C. Okay. Now first step is to calculate forces in all the members of the truss due to external load. So where is the external load given? 60 kilonewton. External load is given at C. So this will be your value P. Second, remove external load and apply unit load at D. And apply unit load at D. So and then calculate forces. This will give K. Okay. This will give K. Now this is how we need to apply the unit load at K. The unit load D, unit load 1 kilonewton at D. Okay. So now let us try to take the same beam, same truss, and calculate the forces due to external load first. Calculate load due to external load. Later on, we can apply the unit load and get all the values corresponding to K. Okay. So now we need to take joint C. Joint C. So before that, so this is 3 meter. So this is theta 1. Okay. So before calculating the forces, let us calculate theta. So theta 1 is equal to, so tan theta 1 is equal to 4 by 3. Theta 1 is equal to tan inverse 4 by 3. Theta 1 is equal to tan inverse 4 by 3. That is 53.13. 53.13. Sin theta is equal to, so adjust opposite side by hypotenuse, 4 by 5. Cos theta is equal to 3 by 5. Okay. Now, if you see this specific part, the truss A, E, and D, you have another theta here, theta 2. So tan theta 2 is equal to 4 by 4, that is equal to 1. So theta 2 is equal to 45 degrees, which means sin theta is equal to 1 by root 2 sin theta 2, and cos theta 2 is equal to 1 by root 2. So these are the basic preliminary values which we require before starting a problem. Okay, basic preliminary values with respect to theta. So this is 45 and this also will become the same. Now let us start with joint C. So if you take joint C, So what all you have? So here we have FCB and this is FCD. FCB, FCD. And now what do we have? We have the forces resolved into components, isn't it? So this is sine theta, this is cos theta. So see here, this is sine theta 1 and this is cos theta 1. Okay. Now first sigma, and we have 60 kilonewton load also downwards. 60 kilonewton. Sigma Fx is equal to 0, which means this is positive, this is negative. So this is left side negative. So minus FCD minus this is FCB, FCB cos, and this is FCB sine. So minus FCB cos theta 1 is equal to 0. Okay, right? And now how can we write? So now if we take it, we'll get FCB value if we take sigma Fy. So let us write FCD in terms of FCB. So FCD is equal to minus FCB cos theta 1. Okay. Now sigma Fy is equal to 0. So upward positive, downward negative. So now all the forces are upwards in the top now. FCB sine theta. And this is downwards. So FCB sine theta 1 is equal to 60. FCB is equal to 60 by sine theta 1. That is equal to 60 by, so what is 4 by 5? It is 0.8 and this is 0.6. 60 by 0.8, that is equal to 75 kilonewton tensile. And here what will happen? So minus FCB. So minus 75 into, so we are coming from here to here. Cos theta 1, that is 0.6. So 75 into 0.6, 45 minus 45 kilonewton, or you can say plus 45 kilonewton compression. Either way you can use. So this is how we need to calculate the forces associated with the joint C. Okay. Now yes. So let us move on to the next part, another joint. Okay. So let us take joint B. Let us take joint B. Yes. So now joint B. So you can see now. So this is joint B. So this is FBA. This is FBD. This is FBC. So resolving the forces, FBC cos theta 1, FBC sin theta 1. Okay. Now what all we know? We know CD and CB. So let us try to take sigma. So if we take Fx, FBA and FBC directly, sigma Fx is equal to 0, which is, this is positive, this is negative. So now we need to substitute all the values. So minus FBA plus FBC cos theta 1 is equal to 0. FBA is equal to FBC cos theta 1. So what is FBC? FBC is 75 kilonewton. So 75 into 0.6. So how much is that? Similar to the previous value. That is 45 kilonewton. Tensile. Now sigma Fy is equal to 0, which implies positive, downward is negative. So both are downwards here. So minus FBD minus FBC sin theta 1. So FBD is equal to minus FBC sin theta 1, that is equal to minus 75 into 0.8. Minus 75 into 0.8. Sorry. That will be 60. Minus 60 kilonewton or 60 kilonewton compression. Okay. Now you see how, so carefully we need to approach a systematic methodology to get the forces in all the members of the truss. So we got, now what all we got now? So we got BD and BA. Now let us go to the other joint. Let us go to the next joint. Yeah. So we got BD, BA. Now let us go to joint D. So we got this, 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 and this. Now joint D means this is theta 2, right? And this is also same. Okay. Now joint D. So if we take joint D, okay. So these are the forces acting. So this is FDE, FDA, FDB, this is FDC. FDA. Now resolving the forces, FDA sin theta 2 and this FDA cos theta 2. So what all we know? We know FDB, we know FDC. FDC is known, FDB is known. What are the unknowns? FDE and FDA. FDE and FDA are unknowns. So those two unknowns we need to calculate. So for that, let us try to take the FDA, that is, so sigma fx is equal to 0. Sigma fx is equal to 0. So here this is positive and this is negative. So when we substitute, so minus FDE plus FDC minus FDA cos theta 2 is equal to 0. So theta 2 means 45 degrees. So theta 2 is 45 degrees. For our understanding, initially we have calculated it. So we already know FDC. We know FDC. So how much we know? What is the value of FDC? So FDC is 45 kilonewton minus. So minus FDE minus 45 is equal to FDA cos theta 2. Okay. Now let us go to sigma Fy. Sigma Fy is equal to 0. Hmm? Upward positive, downward negative, which implies FDB plus FDA sin theta 2 is equal to 0. We already know what is FDB. So therefore, FDA is equal to minus FDB by sin theta 2. So what is FDB? We all have calculated it. What is FDB? 60 kilonewton compression. So minus 60. So minus 60 by 1 by root 2. That is equal to 60 root 2 kilonewton tensile. So this is FDA. Now substitute it here. So minus FDE minus 45 is equal to 60 root 2 into 1 by root 2. Cos theta 2 is again root 2. So therefore, minus FDE is equal to 60 plus 45 and implies FDE is equal to minus 105 kilonewton, that is compression. Minus 105 kilonewton, that is compression. So this is how we need to solve, and especially for the calculation of all the forces in the member due to external loading. So this is due to external loading. Now let us try to apply unit load. So when we apply unit load, where should we apply? We need to apply the unit load at joint D. We need to apply the unit load at joint D. Okay, so let us try to apply the unit load at joint D and try to calculate the forces in all the members due to unit load. Yes. Now K, we are trying to calculate K. So same process, joint C. You can see here, joint C has no force at all. There is no force acting at this point. So as there is no force, acting at joint C, KCB is equal to KCD is equal to 0. What is that? KCB, KCD is equal to 0. Next, let us go to joint B. Joint B. Because these are all 0. So this is a 0 force member, 0 force member. Now because this is 0 force member, this also will become 0. Now you see, I will sketch it. So see here. So this is KBA, KBD, KBC, KBA, KBD, KBC. So now KBC is equal to 0. We already know it. Because KBC is equal to 0, even when we are resolving it into components, these become 0. So which means automatically KBA is equal to 0, KBD is equal to 0. So KBA 0, KBD 0. Straightforward. Now let us go to joint D. So let us go to joint D now. So in joint D, we need to calculate the forces in all the members associated with joint D. Joint D. So now carefully see here. Okay. This, 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 and this. So one, this is KDB, KDC, KDA. So we are resolving it now. So KDA cos theta 2. This is KDA sin theta 2. And this is KDE. So we know this, and this. All these are zeros. Theta 2 is equal to 45 degrees here. Okay. Now you see here. So KDC 0, KDB 0. Let us take first sigma Fy is equal to 0, upward positive, downward negative. So upward positive. So KDB plus KDA sin theta 2 minus 1 is equal to 0. So we already know KDB, that is 0. So 0 plus KDA into 1 by root 2 is equal to 1, isn't it? KDA is equal to root 2 kilonewton tensile. So KDA is equal to root 2 kilonewton tensile. Next, sigma Fx is equal to 0. This is positive and this is negative. So now when we imply that, so negative positive. So minus KDE plus KDC minus KDA cos theta 2 is equal to 0. So what is KDE? Oh, sorry, KDA. So KDA we already know as root 2 and KDC is 0. So minus KDE plus 0 minus root 2 into 1 by root 2 is equal to 0. So therefore KDE is equal to minus 1 kilonewton or 1 kilonewton compression. 1 kilonewton compression. Now we got all K's and we got all P's. We know the areas of the members. We know the areas of the members and we got all K's. Now let us strike it off. So we got this and this also. And what are the areas? For AD and DE, the area is 1500 and for all other members, it is 1000 mm square. Now tabular form. Okay. So this is the tabular form to calculate the forces in all the members of the truss. You can see that carefully. So see here, all the members lengths are known. So AD is inclined. So 4000 root 2. Area is AD and DE are 1500. Others are thousands. So P we got it. K due to unit load. So this is external load. This is due to external load. This is due to unit load. And now see P K L by AE. So this is now from that we will write it as first we will get sigma PKL by A. So from this we will have total sigma PKL by A. So by adding everything, so this 557, 732.55. So sigma PKL by A is equal to 732.55 and E is given as 200 kN per mm square. Okay, 200 kN per mm square. What do we need? Deflection at joint D. Sorry. So deflection at joint D. So delta D is equal to 1 by E into sigma PKL by A. That is equal to 1 by 200 into 732.55. So if we calculate, you will get it as 3.66. So delta D is equal to 3.66 mm. So this is the way we calculate the deflection at joint D by the concept called unit load method. by the concept called unit load method. So, if you are asked to calculate the deflection of any practical truss for an industrial shed or an airport hangar or a truss shaped bridge, so this is the methodology to calculate the deflection. Okay. So thank you for your patient listening, all of you. So in next class, we will be seeing a new topic called arches. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.